So I have Raine in this video because frankly I'm kind of worried and I want to keep an eye on her. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the mainstream media. I think they're very honest. I think they just report facts as they are and don't lie or don't obfuscate to try to serve some sort of political agenda. And because of that, I'm really worried because I was told by the media that KKK Grand Dragon, notorious white supremacist Kyle Rittenhouse, was acquitted after killing three black men. And as someone who owns a black and white cat, I really am kind of worried because Raine's the exact sort of cat that he'd go after. He'd like see her back and say, "That's a black cat, that's a black," and it would just trigger him and he'd shoot her with his AR. And I can't let that happen. Raine, do you want me to protect you from the evil white supremacist Kyle? I think she's worried. But yeah, sarcasm aside, this whole thing is kind of a new low. And I talked a bit about this with the whole judge has the ringtone that is God bless America and how that was framed by the media as this evil racist Trump song that only a Trump supporter would have as their ringtone, even though it was the campaign song of FDR. And it's like one of the most generic patriotic songs that's played at the Super Bowl and pretty much everything anywhere. But I think in general, like I said, this kind of represents a new low in terms of how lazy they are and how bad their propaganda is. I would say probably about 70 to 80% of the public do literally think that Kyle shot and killed three black men. Like, I've seen a lot of people post on Twitter and stuff that this is white supremacy, that he's getting away and blacks have to live in fear because of Kyle Rittenhouse's white privilege. So either they're saying like straight up that he killed black people, which he didn't, or they're very strongly implying it. Like saying he's escaping justice because he's white, and it's a threat to black people pretty much confirms, like, isn't the clear implication there that it's like the cases where police shoot a black guy who didn't do nothing wrong? And like, because that's what they always say, they're like, the guy who didn't do nothing, we need more money for them programs. The police officer got away with it because he was white, even when the police officer isn't white, and the suspect was black. So I think pretty clearly to anyone who speaks English as a first, second, or third language, if you read any of the articles that don't explicitly state that the people he shot were black, it's that's the clear implication to anyone who can really read, and it's just demonstrably untrue. Now, this kind of hinges on the whole question, I guess, are Jews white? And I mean, the answer to this is, of course, they're white when it suits them and they're not white when it suits them. But they aren't really playing that angle this time. The angle is just that they're black. That these three white guys who were shot by a Hispanic. It's an example of white supremacy and of like how black people have to live in terror. And it's so transparent, it's so lame, it's so retarded. It's just they aren't even trying anymore. And 70 to 80% of the public is just going to believe it. Like even even like people who have probably seen pictures of the people that he shot still probably believe that he shot black males, young black men who didn't do nothing. And like I said, it's so lazy, it's so lame. It's There's no depth, as I've said, to how disappointed you can be with something because there's different ways in which things can be bad. And this is just the most like lazy, blatant piece of propaganda and just basic factual misinformation I think I've ever seen from the media. And given what the mainstream media is like, that is saying a lot. But yeah, that's my take on the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing. I'm worried about Raine. She's she's a tough girl though. She's showing me what she's gonna do if Kyle comes at her with the AR. No, Raine, you can't attack Kyle. If you attack Kyle, then the judge will rule it'll be self defense, and then he'll get to just shoot you, like the way police officers shoot dogs.